Hi, I'm Lesley Nase, and I am the author of Who Paints the World. And today I'm bringing you this story about a little girl named Hope who had to stay in her room, and she wondered about the outside world. And as she did, she used her imagination to paint it. So let's get started. Who Paints the World? It's written by myself, Lesley Nase, and illustrated by Rebecca Nase Chomian. Day after day, Hope sat in her bed, watching out her window. On this one particular day, she saw the threatening dark gray storm clouds being whisked away from the sky to leave only the brightest blue sky she had ever seen. As the sun played across the sky, she kept watch on the puffy white clouds. At the end of the day, she witnessed the bright yellow of the sun disappearing and then explode into reds as it highlighted the horizon. The reds slowly turned to pink as the stillness of the night took hold. A deep indigo filled the whole sky. Hope sighed and asked out loud, "Oh, who paints the sky?" "Why, children paint the sky," she heard the soft angelic breeze say. For who else but a child would imagine the bluest of blues and the red pink that lights the horizon at the end of the day? Who else could make the clouds look like elephants and kangaroos? Who else would know the clouds must turn dark and menacing before a rainstorm? And who, during that storm, would think to send lightning across the sky? A child, that's who. That night, Hope dreamed of the children who paint the sky and marveled at the wonderful things imagination could bring to life. The next day, Hope wondered about the earth as she looked out the window. She could see the street below where a leafy green tree was growing up through a crack in the sidewalk. She noticed the tree was growing straight and tall with different shades of brown and gray in the trunk. Beyond the tree were bushes with bright colored red leaves. Over the fence, she could see a display of many different flowers in colors of yellow, blue, red, and purple. She saw that every flower was unique, as she said to the stillness of the room, "Who paints the earth in all its beauty?" An angelic whisper brought the answer back to her, "Why, children paint the landscape of the earth." For who but a child could imagine a forest of trees in every shade of green, brown, and gray? Or a deep red rock canyon that reaches far down into the ground? Who would know to make mountains purple in summer and white in winter? Or that a wheat field should blaze golden when the sun shines upon it? And would have who could have guessed that the painted desert needs a multitude of colorful flowers to bloom each spring? A child, that's who. That night Hope dreamed of the children who painted the earth and marveled at what wonderful things imagination could bring to life. Music was always playing in Hope's room. One day she lay in her bed as she heard the sounds of the ocean waves and closed her eyes to listen. She remembered running into the ocean as a wave rolled out, then running back before the wave hit the shore. As her mind thought of the ocean, she saw all the different sizes, shapes, and colors of fish swimming round. It reminded her of the aquarium. Soon large greenish yellow seaweed swayed in the ocean, while vibrant colored mermaids danced in her mind as she quietly murmured, "Who paints the oceans, the rivers, the streams?" Sun lit up her face as she heard the soft angelic reply, "Why, children paint the oceans blue, and the rivers wide with ripples, and the streams clear with brown and yellow stones at the bottom." Children paint the lakes where storms can be tossed the biggest of boats, and ponds that look green with water plants. For who would use the brightest yellows, greens, blues, and reds to color the fish? Or make the teeniest, tiniest of fish and the hugest whale all living together in the deep blue sea? A child, that's who. And that night, Hope dreams of the children who paint all the oceans, rivers, and streams. She marveled at what wonderful things imagination could bring to life. Hope lay in her bed listening to her breath going in and out as she cuddled with her favorite light brown stuffed dog with the black ears and pink tongue sticking out. In the light of the room, she saw dogs of yellow, red, white, and black, some with spots and some with stripes. She saw cats with stripes and larger cats that were tigers. There were parrots with wings of many colors, and so many different types of animals of every imaginable color. The parade of animals went on and on until her room was filled, almost bursting with animals. She smiled, knowing the answer to her question, "Who paints the animals?" A feathery touch swept back her hair, and the angel said, "Why, children paint the animals. For only a child would paint spots on dogs and hyenas, stripes on tigers and kittens." Only a child would think to make one bare brown as dirt and another white as snow. Or birds that fly across the sky dressed in dazzling colorful wings. It's a child, that's who. Hope smiled as she drifted off and dreamed of herself as one of the children who paints the world. There she stood with her paintbrush, dripping orange, as she decided where the spots should go on the puppy sitting before her. Next to her was an angel dressed in every color of the rainbow. The angel smiled brightly and said, "It's a child that brings joy, wonder, and imagination to the earth by creating color and bringing beauty to life." And thus is the end of Who Paints the World. I hope you've enjoyed that story, and if you're looking to purchase, you can find that at any bookstore or online. Until another time, let your imagination flow. You never know what you can create. Bye.